What is going on YouTube? Samx Plays here, and in my last video, Surviving Hard Mode, I said that if you maxed out your Thundercage, you could down most of the bosses in the game. So I wanted to elaborate on that. Basically what I meant was, if you mix your Thundercage and fully max it out, you're not going to have a issue with downing any outpost or any outpost bosses, especially since they did nerf those Void Reactor bosses. So I wanted to kind of do a little showcase with using like the bare minimum. So what I mean by that is I'm gonna beat the first 5 hard bosses using only my Thundercage, and all I'm gonna be using is Sharon with increased defense, increased HP, and I just have skill extension on there for whatever. But basically my whole point that I'm trying to make is that the game really isn't as hard as it seems to be at first glance. If you have a fully maxed out gun, you can pretty much down the hard bosses, and it only gets easier the more you invest in your Descendant. I'm gonna go ahead and use Sharon here just because she gets a buff for after she comes out of stealth, and she's relatively easy to get. So I'm gonna be using this. Of course, if you did have something like Bunny, I dismissed mine, so I can't use it. But if you had something like Bunny, you absolutely could throw some like electricity mods and skill damage mods on her, and it will speed up this time exponentially. Basically, what I'm trying to get at is you really don't have to be that high investment to down these hard bosses in solo mode. Now keep in mind, if you are queuing and 4-manning in a public lobby, the damage is not going to be as high because the Colossus bosses are a lot easier in solo because they are weakened. So I'm just gonna kind of go over and showcase that it can be done. Like if you immediately finish the hard campaign and you went to max out your Thundercage, and then you got the unique ability and then rolled some stats on it, like you can see here, I have critical hit damage, electric attack, weak point damage, and firearm attack. Ideally, if you're using this for bossing, you would want extra damage to Colossus. However, I use this gun a lot for mobbing because in my opinion, it's the best mobbing gun in the game, but you can absolutely use it for bosses. This is the build that I go for bossing right here. And then basically all I do is I switch out sweeping squad, and then I switch it out with have aiming. So the whole idea is you want to just attack their weak point, like you put on weak point sight here, and then have aiming also gives you weak point damage. So this is going to be specifically for bossing, and sweeping squad is for mobbing because when you defeat an enemy, it gives you extra attack, which is really good on the Thundercage because the Thundercage does AoE damage. So I'm going to show that you can beat these bosses at extremely low investment. Now, this isn't going to be a speed run by any means. It's probably going to take 4 to 5 minutes to down these hard bosses because I'm not using any damage mods. All I'm using is survivability on my Descendant. So this isn't going to be like a showcase where we're trying to just down them as fast as possible. I'm just showing it is doable with the bare necessities. So like if you, as I said earlier, if you have something like Bunny, Thundercage is extremely good on her because you can just pop your abilities and shoot them while you're rotating abilities, but it doesn't have to be Bunny. You can use pretty much whoever you want. As I said, you don't have to be that build to kill these hard bosses. It is just going to take some time, but if you had something like a, you know, fully built Enduring Legacy, you could literally go in with like 0 mods on your Descendant. I mean, not that you would want to. You would want to do increased HP, increased defense at the very least, like we have here, but it is doable. The hard bosses really aren't that difficult once you have a fully built up gun, and it only gets easier the more you invest in your Descendant. So we're just going to go ahead and kill all of the bosses in solo. I'm going to cut it down to make sure we're not watching like a 45-minute video, but I'm going to show you all of the solo bosses just with my Thundercage and very low investment in Sharon, and I'll show you guys that it's really not that difficult, and if you have built up like a Descendant and fully catalyst it, you'll be able to down these bosses. Even with Thundercage, you'll be able to down them relatively easy. Now, Thundercage isn't going to be like the best bossing gun in the game. I'd still say it's like A tier, especially when you're using it on something like Bunny or Ultimate Bunny. Regardless, it can be a really good gun. You could also do like Glay with her Massacre build. Python does win out a little bit in damage there, but Thundercage definitely can work there as well. But let's go ahead and just jump into it, and I will show you guys that it is very possible to down these bosses with literally like almost no investment on your Descendant, and as long as you have a good gun, you'll be okay. So Executioner is going to be a little bit more difficult because he's very strong to electric, and Thundercage is a electric gun. Keep in mind you can throw something on as well. If you wanted to take out like Insight Focus and throw on like electric priority, I think it's called electric priority. Let me look. Electric enhancement. So if you wanted to take off like one of these mods for electric enhancement, you could also do that. But I mean, whatever you're wanting to do, the whole point is that you can clear basically all of the content once you have a fully upgraded gun and you have a fully upgraded Descendant, but you really don't need the upgraded Descendant to clear the bosses. It just makes the clear time quicker, depending on what Descendant it is. So let's go ahead and hop into it. The first boss we're going to fight is Executioner. I'm just going to use Sharon. All we have is increased HP, increased defense, and skill extension. That's literally the only 3 mods we're using. And then here we go. I am in the Colossus fight. Here is my mods, Thundercage, and let's just go ahead and do it. I didn't switch my mods, so I think I have Sweeping Squad on, but I've already started the fight, so just gonna pop the stealth for the extra damage, and we're just gonna work them down. Now again, as I said, this is not a speed run. It is just showcasing that you can do it without being like fully built. You don't need the best mods in the game to down these hard bosses. You just need a good gun, and Thundercage isn't even like the best bossing gun at all. As I said, if you had like an Enduring Legacy or something like that, it would be like way better. But we're just gonna break his armor here, and now this is a weak point build, so you want to be aiming for those weak spots on the boss because it gives you a lot of extra damage. I am out of ammo. I need to kill one of these guys. All right, I got some more ammo, and a good trick with this guy is as soon as you see how he's doing this animation, you roll to the left and you can light this up. All right, let's go ahead and kill these guys. We pop the stealth again for extra damage. Again, you want to aim for those weak points. And you see how all I have is increased HP and increased defense, and I'm really not having that much trouble like surviving. Also, Thundercage is really good here for the hummingbirds because it does the explosive damage. Very good for that. Then he also has a weak point on his head up here. You can also shoot that. He's gonna phase again, and as I said, this is literally with a budget build. You're not speed clearing with it, but it's just to showcase that you can do it with almost 0 mods on. All right, then he fires the beam. I roll to the left, and I get to just light his ass up. All right, here we go again. Nice. And then, yep, same thing. Rinse and repeat. There we go. You're just gonna keep working them down. Always aim for the weak points. And there you go. So that's literally with like 0 mods on. Just increase HP and increase defense. Now imagine if you had this fully kitted out Thundercage with like a fully kitted out like, you know, Bunny or whatever, you would clear this like way faster, obviously. But if you have like a normal Descendant that you've invested into, or if you have like an ultimate that you invested into, it'll just make the clear time much easier. But with 0 mods and just basically using my Thundercage, I downed it in 4 minutes. So it's really not that bad. Then we're gonna hop into Dead Bride. I'll go ahead and start it up. This one was a little bit more tricky because she does like an ice dome thing that you have to like run out of, but she's really not that bad. Just gonna pop the stealth for extra damage. We're gonna aim at her weak point. I still haven't swapped to have aiming, by the way. I need to do that, but it's whatever. I mean, Sweeping Squad can have some value because you can like insta clear the packs and then immediately switch to the boss like this, and you have like those extra buffs like this right here. See that on the left, and then now I'm doing more damage. So it can have some value, but generally have aiming is gonna just like be better because it gives you extra weak point damage. But I need to get some ammo. All right, she's gonna go immune here, and you want to shoot these things on her hand. I'm gonna go ahead and run out of this because it does do quite a bit of damage, and she should follow me. Yeah, so she teleported to me, and now I can shoot her hand, and then just rinse and repeat. And if you notice, when I'm like half reloading, I'm like rolling to kind of reload my gun faster and cancel the animation. That's like something sweaty you can do as well. Once you get through her armor, she starts taking like more damage. See how we're doing a lot more damage now than we were? Oh, just give me like more ammo. I need it. Oh man, there's no ammo. All right, well, we are in a pickle here. I guess I am going to run all the... Oh, here we go. Nice. Again, just shoot her hands. These little light up thingies. Then you're just gonna keep working her down. You can also shoot her feet over here if you want. All right, she goes immune, but we should kill her here. Yeah, there we go. So as I said, this is with 0 mods on, guys. So this is just a fully kitted out Thundercage, and I'm just spamming Sharon's stealth for like a damage increase. So like, it's not that hard. Before I forget, let me switch to the have aiming build. I'm just gonna swap out Sweeping Squad with have aiming. It's gonna decrease my accuracy, but I get weak point damage. So let's do that. Just gives me a little bit more damage with the bosses. Alright, next we're gonna do Devourer, which is good because he's weak to electric, so this one's gonna be a little bit easier than Dead Bride, but yeah, the first 5 bosses, as long as you have like a fully kitted out gun, even if it's the Thundercage, it's you can still down him. Alright, let's start this up. We're just gonna aim for his weak points. We're gonna go for his shoulders and then his legs. And kill these guys real quick. Then we'll aim for his legs. He's gonna spawn these poison cans that heal him, but they're really not a big deal. You can just go, like, nuke them or whatever. Alright, where are they at? Alright, here we go. You're just gonna shoot these, and no biggie. See how it's healing them, though? So you want to try and be a little bit quick with it, but it doesn't really matter. It's... Even if he heals up quite a bit, you're still gonna kill him, like, pretty quickly, so... Alright, pop the stealth, come out of stealth... And then we just kill him. Again, if you're using the weak point build, you always want to be hitting those weak points. This is like one of the easier bosses to deal with. Then we can aim at his face. Yeah, there we go. So we downed him in like 2 minutes with 0 mods and all that stuff. Like, Devourer is pretty easy. Then we're going to move on to Pyromaniac. So this one's going to kind of be the same mechanic as Executioner. When he fires his flamethrower at us, we're going to roll to the left and then shoot his back. Then we're just going to start off by attacking his weak points again. Since we have weak point sight and have aiming, we always want to be firing on one of his weak points because it does a lot more damage. Keep in mind if you do choose to go the other build with the electric enhancement or whatever, it doesn't scale with weak point damage, I believe, so you might want to swap out a couple mods there, but if you want to just copy this build, you can. Doesn't really matter if you die, you get 3 chances, so. Then you're just going to kill these hummingbirds up here. Thundercage is really good at that, as I said, because it just kind of AoE nukes them all. Alright, he's going to go immune, and we want him to fire his beam at us, because it gives us a free, yeah, like this thing. So then I roll to the left, I get to light him up for free. It's like the easiest way I've found to damage him. All right, he jumps, and then I'm going to jump once and then grapple. Then we're just gonna continue. Don't forget you can run over to this bot if you need some ammo. All right, he's gonna phase again, and it's just rinse and repeat. He fires his thing, I roll to the left, I get to light him up. It's that easy. I like how he's just used that ability 3 times in a row. 4 times in a row. There we go. That's the one I wanted him to do. This one's taking us a little bit longer, but this is with 0 mods on, so... Fires his beam, I roll to the left, I get to hit him for free. Nice, he did it twice in a row. There we go. Oh, I hate when they spawn right on top of you and CC you. It's annoying. And then, there we go. That one took us a little bit longer, but you guys get the idea. Basically, a good gun is enough to carry you through these hard boss fights. If you use a different Descendant, basically what you would want to do is just rotate your abilities while you're shooting the Thundercage, because obviously you're going to do a lot more damage. But this is just like bare bones, you know, and we're still able to down them. The last boss we're going to be doing is Swamp Walker, which is good because, as you can see, he's very weak to electric, so this boss should be pretty simple for us. The only annoying thing is he shoots these, like, poison rockets at you that do a lot of damage, and you have to shoot out his feet. But, honestly, we should be okay. Alright, and again, we're just going to attack his weak points. You're just going to want to roll out of the way of all these shots he's shooting. I just kill these guys immediately because I don't like having to deal with them while I'm trying to kill the boss. We're just gonna keep shooting his weak points. This thing you want to dodge because it does a lot of damage. Let me pick up some ammo here. Then after you shoot out his shoulders, you can go for another one of his weak points. This is where he summons his minions, and then you want to... This thing nukes, by the way. See how that auto tracks you? Generally, you want to try and take cover, but it's whatever. I'm not too worried about it. Alright, then we're just gonna shoot out his legs here. Guy, like, never stops shooting you. It's annoying. Alright, there we go. And then we can just re-stealth for the extra damage or whatever Descendant you're on, and you can just continue. Just keep working him down. Rinse and repeat. He's gonna phase, and then you shoot his legs out, and you can just keep going. Alright, here we go. Then we do this again. It's kind of a bad spot for me, but it is what it is. I don't like when he does this in the lava. We're just gonna have to go in the lava and try and do it because he posted up in a really bad spot. The most annoying thing in these boss fights is ammo. Like, legit, that's the most annoying part of the entire... It's not even the boss, it's just the ammo issue. Like, I have to run... If the mobs don't drop the white ammo, I have to run all the way back to the bot. It's just, like, pretty dumb. But alright, anyways, we get him there. I'll probably die here pretty soon, but it's whatever. Like, where is he going, bro? Can you come back? Like, brother, he's just running, like, into the lava. Oh my gosh, man. Can this guy, like, come back, please? Oh my. This run is so scuffed. Like, I don't even know where he's at, man. Like, the dude... Alright, there we go. Thank you, man. Yeah, can you come this way, bro? Can you, like... Cool, we got some ammo there. I'm gonna try and backpedal so he stops going that way. It seems like when I push up on him, he runs the opposite direction. Gonna clear out these mobs, and then he does this tracking thing on you. Alright, there we go. We'll hit the stealth. Alright, and then there we go, we killed him, and that's basically it. This one took us 6 minutes. I didn't play it too well, but you guys get the idea. You can beat these hard bosses with, like, pretty little investment on your Descendant. And of course, it only gets easier, like, the more you catalyst whatever Descendant you're playing or whatever, and you start weaving in those abilities, you'll be able to down them much faster. This is just specifically with a gun. And then after that, you would move on to Obstructor. However, this one you cannot solo. So this is the part where I would be like, okay, you can't just bare bones it anymore. But the first 5 bosses, you definitely can just use like a whatever max gun you want and then move on to these other ones, which are going to be a lot harder because it's going to be 4-manning, which means the Colossus fights are going to scale up depending on how many people you have in it. So these are going to be a lot harder. You would not want to go in with budget builds here. You would want to have like a fully catalyst Descendant and gun and all that good stuff before you take on like these bosses. I haven't even tried to fight Molten Fortress yet just because I've been doing other things. But yeah, basically these first 5 bosses, which is generally going to be what you are using to farm your ultimates, they are very much doable with just the bare necessity, bare bones. Like, you really don't have to be that geared. And for these, I didn't even have any like resistances on. All I had was like max HP. This one's not even perfect. It's not a double roll. And then I had like double defense here and then a defense again. Like, it's the point is you don't have to be giga geared to solo these hard bosses. You just need a fully kitted out gun and you're good, and anything you have past that is like an extra bonus. Of course, if you are wanting to farm these like back to back, you would want to have either a different gun like Enduring Legacy or something like that, and or if you do want to use the Thundercage, you absolutely can, but it would be best on somebody like Bunny where you're just going to be weaving those shots in while you're using your abilities, and the clears are going to be much quicker than what I had with Sharon because again, all I'm using is this. So the more mods you have on whatever Descendant you want, it's going to each time cut that clear time down. This is basically just a showcase that you don't have to be extremely geared out of your mind to solo these hard bosses, so it's a lot easier than you might think as long as you have like a fully kitted weapon. And that's pretty much going to be the video, guys. I just wanted to showcase that you can take on these hard bosses. Don't be scared to go in there and periodically like test out like your builds, and you'll find that it's probably a little bit more easier than you thought it would as long as you do have like a little bit of survivability on as well as a gun. And as my next guide, I'm going to be showcasing the Nezestra's Devotion. It's still not fully built yet. I'm waiting on one more copy here, and then I have to catalyst a few more times, but I am going to do a showcase on that weapon, so I think that's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, guys, at the end of the day, don't be scared of the hard bosses. Keep testing your builds, keep testing your limits, see how far you can go. If you have something like, you know, especially if you have like an ultimate, like Ultimate Bunny or something, or even one of the normal Descendants that maybe don't have an ultimate form yet and you've invested in them already, these hard bosses are going to be a lot easier to down comparatively to just having like the bare bones increased HP, increased defense on. So anything you add after that is going to speed up that clear time like really good. So anyways, that's it. Y'all take care. I'm Samix Plays. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I'd be happy to answer them. We did this with Thundercage. Again, it's it's gonna be best on like descendants like Bunny who want to like weave in and out, but you can use it pretty much on any descendant, and it's like solid. It's not the best bossing gun because it's the best mobbing gun, but you absolutely can use it for bossing, and it's gonna like get insane value on Bunny. So if that's something, even regular Bunny, so if you want to use like Thundercage and regular Bunny and then just shoot them while you're using your abilities as well, you'll down them a lot quicker. So but y'all take care. I am Samix Plays. Y'all have a good one. Peace out. I hope y'all have a good day and take care.